Okay, so we are going to do the off-road course. They are directing us where to go. Just got out here, so this should be fun. Looks like we have 4 more Frontiers in front of us. You gotta kind of get everything situated when you do one of these off-road courses because everything can go flying around if you're not careful. See here in the dash, it gives you all your off-road features and settings right here. Very cool. Lets you know kind of what's happening. You can see that the truck's currently in 2-wheel drive. And then the 4-wheel drive control is right down here. So yeah, we're gonna see how this thing performs off-road. And this is the Wasatch Off-Road Trail.
Hi there, if you want to throw it in neutral and then pop it into 4-low for us. Right, while that's shifting, you do have your hill descent control right here, and then your axle lock right underneath it. If you do start slipping, just throw it in, or lock that rear end.
Okay.
All right, have fun out there.
Thank you. Okay, so we are taking off. So far, it's kind of a mild trail. Nothing too crazy and extreme yet. Currently in 4-low. Don't see any need to lock the rear end at this point. Just have to follow the dust plume to see where we're going here. This is kind of one of those areas where you wish you had a bit more height to the seat, because I like to sit up as high as I can whenever I'm going four-wheeling. Take this a little quicker in 4-low. There's some bigger bumps up here. Alright, looks like we have a little offset here. I'm going to try to keep it in 4-low without locking the rear diff as long as I can, and then if I get in a bad spot, then we'll lock it up. A lot of big bumps here. Man, this truck feels so solid. Guy in front of me really took off. You can tell it's a very loose trail. That's kind of the big story here. I mean, I could see where I might need to lock the rear diff here at some point, but so far, not needed. Maybe right up here. Got some big bumps. Yeah, it's getting a little bit crazier up here. Let's try to find a fun line. Woo! we're hitting some of this stuff pretty hard. Just hope that a truck in front of me doesn't decide to back up or roll down at any point. That's a skid plate getting hit. Caught up to the pack though. It's a cool trail. Let me know if any of you guys have ever been on this trail. I'd love to know. And in what type of vehicle. Now the only challenge I could run in here is if I have to stop, I'd probably need to engage the rear locker to get things moving again. But so far, 4 low has been adequate. I'd be more concerned about popping a tire up here, really. Yeah, so I'm now coming to kind of a stop, so this is interesting. All right. There we go. It's hard to tell you how steep this is, but it's pretty dang steep. It is saying, let me see, we're on a 16-degree incline right now. We are scrubbing those skid plates. All right, we're getting much steeper up here, so this has to be greater than 16 degrees. There we go. You know, this truck is handling it pretty dang well, and comfortably too. I don't know if this is outside of the capability of, you know, many other trucks this size, but it's certainly a comfortable ride, and I would honestly tell you that it is likely the smoothest I've taken a course like this, which is a lot to be said considering my camera right now is magnetically mounted and it hasn't fallen off. This trail is getting dusty. You know, it's interesting because there aren't a lot of people that would really go over a course like this just, you know, for fun in a non-off-road vehicle. And as much as, you know, Pro 4X is marketing, it's not necessarily what you would consider to be like this true, you know, crazy off-road vehicle like you might build up yourself. And that being said, it's pretty dang capable. And, you know, this isn't conditions that most people will ever take their truck through. But what's also nice about that is the fact that, you know, you have the capability. And I think that's kind of the key. It's kind of like the message I delivered whenever I was driving the Ram TRX, where, you know, the truck is crazy fast, crazy capable, but very few people will actually subject it to what that truck is designed to be able to do. And there's a lot to be said about vehicles that can do this kind of stuff, even considering the fact you may never actually do this kind of stuff. Okay, this is a pretty steep incline right here too. Again, none of this stuff ever shows up real well on camera. I can tell you that this would be pretty steep even if I was going down it on a mountain bike. It's getting a bit bumpy over here. And you got some switchbacks going up here too. Very cool. I think we're getting to the top, maybe. Not the top of the mountain, but the top of the off-road course, possibly. Okay. Here's a nice big drop. This truck does have hill descent as well, so if we get up to something really steep coming down, I can turn on hill descent, essentially take my foot off of the brake, and the truck will kind of creep its way down. This area is beautiful for sure. . the detailing crew that they have here to clean these trucks up has their work cut out for them. These are dusty. But yeah, it is, it's quite a bit of an incline right here. And it's handling it just fine. Ooh, there's a big bump up here. I don't even know if I can see it. Yeah, I'm gonna cut off to the left here a little bit so I don't have to hit that boulder. I have a guy just camped out up here just to guide people around that log. Whew, can't see anything right now.
All right, everybody, off-road group 2's heading out right now.
We're still going up. This is where a cabin filter comes in really handy. Get all that dust from coming in. Yeah, this is a bit of a steep incline right here too. Okay, so we've stopped here. We are way up here too. I don't know what the elevation is currently, but we're pretty high.
This is where you're going to use the downhill assist if you want.
Okay.
And it's that button down there. And I'm just going to give him a little time to get up there. Yep,
Got
you
it.
push it up. You should be good to go now.
Okay, thank you.
Have fun.
All right, so now we're going down. This is essentially where you can take your foot off of the brake, because right now I don't have my foot on the brake at all, and the truck is maintaining like 2 to 3 miles an hour. Now what I'd like to know is if there is a setting to where you can adjust the speed when you're going downhill. I'll have to ask them that, because I've seen that on other vehicles, so it'd be interesting to know if they have that capability here. And then another feature that this truck does not have is crawl mode. So you can't put it into that interesting crawl mode feature and have it kind of work its way over stuff automatically for you. At least if it does have a crawl mode, I have not seen it. And this is a pretty steep area. It's doing a good job handling it though. All that noise you hear is modulation of the brakes, so the system can keep the vehicle from picking up speed, and it can also keep it going straight. Yeah, there's a pretty extreme hill right here. Looks like it says it's 16 degrees down. Again, I'd really like to know if any of you guys have been on this trail before. And again, in what type of vehicle were you in? just took it off downhill assist. So we can hit the trails again. Man, and he really dusted up the trail for me. Might have to slow down here a bit because I cannot see hardly anything. Kind of hitting a lot of this stuff blind because the trail's so dusty. What's crazy is that the engineers who designed this truck, the chassis, the suspension, they can have a truck that can go through all this and still be a reliable on-the-road vehicle with no creaks, no rattles, nothing crazy, which is a lot to be said about modern engineering. Yeah, this is some pretty chunky stuff right here. It's crazy that they make vehicles that are more capable going up and around stuff than even people. Alright. Got a little bit of traction loss there. Whew. Trail's getting rough. I'm the last one in line too, so I'm not letting anybody else experience the dust behind me. Well, and again, I still have not locked the rear end of this truck. This is certainly a long off-road course. Most of the ones that you go on are not even half this length. Crazy. Also have to give a shout out to the folks who engineered the tires, because man, do you think you could make something that could be more resistant to puncture than what we're going through here? This is crazy. Still can't hardly see anything too. All right. Something's going on up here. I think we're still good. Yep, very impressed with this Frontier so far. This is absolutely beautiful. Anytime you do an off-road course, especially during a media drive like this, a lot of times the off-road course has been made specifically for the truck, so you don't damage it, or at least it pushes it right up to the expected limitations that the manufacturer set for that type of vehicle. But whenever they take you out to an off-road course that's already been built like this, you really get an opportunity to see how capable the truck is, because it wasn't specifically designed for any one vehicle. It was designed for, any type of off-road vehicle that feels they can try to tackle something like this. So, for a stock vehicle to be able to handle this the way it is, Pretty impressive. And I guess the key behind this is, and still have a warranty intact when you're done. That's one of the things you have to think about. You can build a heck of a capable off-road vehicle if you do enough modifications and you change enough things, but to be able to take a stock Frontier Pro 4X off of a dealership lot and go straight to a trail like this, and to be able to do it, especially without locking the rear end, gotta admit, that's pretty impressive. And I haven't locked it yet. Doesn't mean I won't have to at some point, but as of now, I don't have to. And these elevations and inclines are getting pretty extreme. Wow, you see that truck in front of me? Don't know if I'm gonna do the same thing, but we'll find out. I'm hitting some stuff underneath though. I can hear those skid plates. Oop, and I heard a scratch down the side. And another one. He stopped, but I'm not sure why he stopped. You okay? Yeah. Got it. He was just stopping to take a picture. That's good. It might be a little less dusty for me, but he'll get to experience a little bit more dust, I guess. Well, he was behind someone too, so. There we go. And trying not to have to engage the rear locker. I made it. For a second there, I thought I'd need to. Whew. That was a big bump. Gotta admit, this is a pretty legit course. Whew. Golly. That was crazy. I don't know if I want to show the whole thing, because so far we're 20 minutes in and I don't think we've started coming down yet. So this is a pretty long course. I might just shorten it to all the highlight reels. See if my windshield wipers work. Yep. Well, that helped. Whew. That one made me hit the horn. Golly. So I could see these things appearing on Car Guru. Babied, low mileage, 2022 Nissan Frontier. Garage kept. This is a crazy course. strange. Kind of heard an air raid siren off in the distance. I wonder what that means. Oh, scratching a lot of stuff up underneath. Okay, coming around. Yeah, this is tough stuff. It's not mud, it's all hard pack with a bunch of rocks. That's the thing, there's a lot of rocks. All right, something's going on down here. Okay, so now we're heading down the mountain. He said go ahead and throw it in two-wheel drive. So that's what I did. This is more like a washboard road now. Okay guys, we'll see you at the bottom. Well, that's it. What'd you guys think of that trail? And you know, it's kind of one of those things that it's hard to judge it unless you've actually driven it, because that's a pretty tough trail, I gotta be honest. You know, obviously it's not, you know, too tough for something like this, but I would venture to say that a lot of folks would be very reluctant to take their vehicle up and down that trail, even if they consider it to be a pretty off-road capable vehicle. Anyways guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I sure hope you've enjoyed this ride along in this 2022 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X four-wheel drive, really cool compact pickup truck. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.